2 games with Jabari. What did you see in terms of growth from game 1 to game 2?
I thought he did some good quarterback stuff. He progressed on some reads and checked the ball down. I thought his game is to make some plays with his legs and scramble, and he did a decent job of that. Maybe a little quick at a couple times, but I thought he did a better job, improved job of using the whole play and getting off of maybe his first read and progressing on to a next 2 or 3 or a check down.
Yeah. In terms of like the line and the pass pro, where do you see that? Is that where you'd want it right now? Is it still improving?
I think that we've probably taken a few too many sacks. Not always the line. That's a protection unit. Could be a line, tight end, running back, quarterback getting rid of the ball. We took a sack on a flea flicker that we had a open throw that we probably either could have gotten rid of the ball or thrown the ball away if he didn't see it very well. So not all the O-line, but definitely need to protect better, longer, and then play fast at quarterback, get rid of the ball.
Is that just more of a communication thing than anything else? Is there just kind of just a breakdown in that from like what you were saying, like the line, tight ends, running backs?
No, I think I wouldn't say that so much as just sustaining blocks for longer, and then the quarterback getting rid of the ball quicker. That's part of it too. So I thought that part, communication part, I didn't think it was a huge deal. Maybe a one-on-one matchup gets us. Holding the ball too long could get you. Just a matchup error. But overall, we just have to be able to stand back there for longer, and then we've got to play quick at quarterback and get open when we've got opportunities in man coverage and then complete the ball.
Looking at Tulsa, what do they do defensively that you think you can maybe take some advantage of on Saturday?
They don't give you a crazy ton of different looks. They kind of play their defense and they play it well. They're in good position. They play hard and physical. So we'll have to match that intensity. You can see them flying around. They've had, they beat Oklahoma State, which is a good team. It was a matchup problem for them, and they beat them. And then they had a couple close games that they didn't come out on top. So they've been in games, in all their games for the most part. So we've got to have a great week and be able to prepare and play a tough game on the road early. It's an early start, and luckily we practice in the morning, so we're used to getting going. But they are you can see them flying around on tape, and they are physical.
Rob said that Sam Houston, once Hank got going, really started to bring the defense down to try to slow that down. Is that something you expect Tulsa to do as well, to try to contain the run game?
Yeah, I think you have to. I think we've had a guy that's been productive, and that's been a real positive. I think you've got to probably devote a little bit more to that line of scrimmage or at least the box to be able to outnumber us a little bit that way. And when you do that, you've got to be able to hit some play action shots and complete them downfield. So that's going to be an adjustment for sure we have to be ready for.
Is that something that you're confident that Jabari's growing in his ability to run that sort of play action?
I think we've got to give guys a chance to make plays. I thought there were a couple of our down the field throws that we didn't have a chance. They maybe sailed a little wide or out of bounds. I thought we gave Dave a real opportunity to go up and make a play on that double move that we completed. So just giving guys a chance to make plays is part of it too. If you throw that ball too far out of bounds, it's never completed, right? So they gotta give those receivers a chance to go up and make a play.
I mean, the running game was working against Sam Houston really well with Hank. Not as much carries for Cornell. Do you anticipate more of a role for him in Tulsa?
Yeah, we kind of had a hot hand, So that's how that position goes a little bit when you're hot and keep feeding them. But you'd like to keep guys fresh and be able to have a rotation too. So we'll continue to look at that.
Obviously, you come back to Oregon State, a place where you've got connections, and the year hasn't gone the way that anybody would have wished. But as you look back on this year, what are your feelings about it and your thoughts on just reconnecting with Oregon State?
Yeah, it's been great. Obviously not gone the way we wanted it to, and it's a difficult situation when you make a change like that, like we did midseason. And there's a lot of I've got a lot of history and pride for this place, and I care about it a ton. And so for us to be struggling makes it hard, but it's a great place. Anybody that comes here knows that. Living here is a great place to raise your kids, and it's a small town that cares about football. So you can't ask much more than that when you're looking at jobs or trying to get a job. But we're just trying to take one day at a time and go win the next game.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Seems like this season has been an exercise in kind of having to reset and regather repeatedly. How does the team do that after a loss like you had on Saturday night?
I mean, obviously it's a tough one, but I think like you said, kind of got to just pick back up, and you got to do it because you love the game, and you got 2 more opportunities to go do what you love and take advantage of that.
Yeah, the run game had a lot of success against Sam Houston. Is that something you took pride in being a part of? And a great night for Hank.
Yeah, as an O-line, we always take pride when Hank's doing well or any of our running backs are doing well. I mean, it's always, good for us and good for everyone.
Yeah. When you look back at this season and your Oregon State career, what are you going to remember?
I mean, I think I'm just going to remember just the brotherhood and all the guys, the older guys I was with, like Josh Gray, Jake Levingood, those guys, and then some of the younger guys that have come up with me now, like Strand and T-Volt and Dylan Sikorsky, and just that brotherhood that we all have.
Yeah. What have you seen so far from this Tulsa defense on tape?
It's going to be, they're a good defense. They're pretty good up front, and just it's all about us up front, and we just got to do our jobs, and it'll be a good outcome on Saturday.
Are you expecting them to stack the box again the way maybe Sam Houston did in the second half?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they decide to do, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to what we do ourselves, and as long as we do what we do, it'll be a good outcome on Saturday.
I am curious about that. When they bring extra defenders down, how does that change what you do? Does it change the call or how you approach things?
Sometimes we might adjust our calls up front, but at the end of the day, we still know what our job is, and it's just executing it, and we can handle it.
Thanks, John.
Awesome.
You kind of had a good career night the other night. How did that feel to contribute so much to the offense, especially in the fourth quarter? A couple of big catches.
No, yeah, for sure. It felt good. It would have felt a little bit better if we came out with a win, but it felt pretty good.
It looks like you change quarterbacks and some of the guys, the chemistry changes a little bit. It's a different quarterback and the connections change. Jabari certainly seems like a guy that likes throwing to the tight ends and the big guys. You're not one of those, but he's also found some connection with you. Mm-hmm. How's that connection with Jabari going?
It's pretty good. I feel like we've had a connection since he's gotten here, and it feels good to finally show it out on the big stage.
When you're making a catch like that, leaping one on the sideline, what's your focus on that? What are you thinking about?
Trying to get my foot down. Well, first make the catch and then try to get my foot down. That's pretty much what I'm thinking.
And did you feel pretty confident you had done that?
Yeah, no, I for sure. I started pointing once I hit the ground. I knew I was in bounds.
Yeah.
What have you seen from Tulsa's secondary so far on tape?
They play hard. It's going to be a good game. They definitely play hard, so we're going to have to bring our best game.
This isn't the end of the line or is this the end of the line for you?
No, I got 2 more years.
I didn't think so. So you've, the end of this year with all of the uncertainty and everything, how are you handling that? Not knowing what's coming next in so many ways.
Really, I'm just trying to stay where my feet are, focus on what I have going on right now. These 2 games coming up, finish out this season, and then wherever I go, wherever it takes me, takes me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate it.